Hello and welcome to another episode of AIAS Camera Review. Firstly, I'd like to mention a YouTuber that I follow. His name's Eduardo Pérez Goyer. I hope I've said that right. He's been my inspiration in doing these videos. Check out his channel in the description. Okay, so today's camera review involves another toy style camera, the Ilford Sporty 4. I picked up this camera as non-working when I purchased a box of cameras for display for our cabinet here at the college. It had a stuck shutter release, so being a very basic camera, it was a simple task to disassemble, give it a good clean and free up the stuck shutter. These cameras were made by Decora in West Germany in 1960 for Ilford and were introduced as a cheap, simple way for someone to get into photography and just start taking photos. These cameras take 127 roll film and shoot 12 frames of 4x4 centimetre square photos. While you can still find 127 film, in my opinion it's not worth the extra cost and effort when a standard 35mm film cartridge will fit nicely. And personally, I would recommend going 6x6 if you wanted square format photos. Something like the Holga 120 CFN in our last camera review. 35mm film will give you an image that is 4 by 3.5 centimeters and includes imagery in the sprocket holes. If you're not a fan of sprocket holes in your shots, you can easily scan the negs without them, reducing the size to 4 by 2.5 centimeters. You do, however, have to be mindful how you frame your subject by allowing for reduced height when looking through the viewfinder. Something that may take several rolls to get a handle on. I have previously tested a 36 exposure roll of film in this camera and got 16 shots out of it when winding the film advance knob 2.5 turns between frames. This being a very basic camera and having no film tensioner, the spacing varies and becomes more spread out the further into the roll you get. So this time I'm going to try and shoot the first 6 shots with a 2.5 turn spacing, then the next 6 shots with a 2 turn spacing and the rest with 1.5. This could end up as a series of overlapping multiple exposures in sections, but it's something I want to try to squeeze a few more shots out of a roll. Because 127 film has paper backing, this camera also comes with a red viewing window in the back, so you could count the frames and also position the frame spacing correctly. This window will need to be taped up so you don't end up with red spot light leaks on your 35mm negs. The camera is mostly plastic with a metal cap surrounding a Subitar lens. It has 2 aperture settings, sunny and cloudy / flash, has a flash sync socket, obviously a viewfinder, a shutter release, a tripod mount, which you need to be careful not to screw too tightly and crack the plastic inside, as this one has had happen. Also on the left side of the camera, when looking from the back, there's a small release tab. You need to get your fingernail under and pull up to pop open the back to load the film. I have a roll of Film Never Die IRO 200 colour film. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. So let's load it up and see what we can get with the Ilford Sporty 4.